Alright, I think, well, my Twitch has more or less completely decided to just bug out completely on me. But regardless, I think it's time to go ahead and get started. I'll be honest though, I've been messing around with different ways of drawing people for a while. Well, now, I think I'm liking how I'm currently doing it a little better, although... Oh, there's still some sore points that I'm having a hard time with. But as per usual, I think I'm gonna start off like I do every art stream with a random nonsensical doodle. Although what I normally like to do is just have a little recording going for at least this process. But that's mostly for my own convenience. Alright, but let's go ahead and just create a nice, wonderful little doodle. Now, normally what I like to do is just block in the body. Now, keep in mind, for the most part, I generally do not have any idea where the pose is going ahead of time, so how good it is largely just depends on how good my whims are. Like, unless I already have reference for the character and an idea in my mind, chances are I am just winging the pose. But I like to think that I've at least gotten a little better at winging it. Actually, now that I think about the upper half of this, I think this could turn into something interesting in the future. But I think for now it's just generally a good idea to keep going. Of course, for me, the easiest part is just marking around approximately where the middle of each section of the torso goes. Those followed immediately by just marking around the crotch area. Of course, I think my style lends itself more towards the feminine figure anyways. Although that's probably because I spent most of my time learning how to draw more feminine figures. And that's what most tutorials had available for me. So, take everything I say and do with a grain of salt. Actually, take everything everyone says and does with a grain of salt. But this is largely just me figuring out stuff on my own time anyways. Oh yeah, and apparently I keep forgetting to advertise, but I don't really... Right now, streaming for me is more... At the very least, right now, streaming for me is a bit of a hobby. And... even I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Alright. I think the way I normally do this is sketch out where the booba go. And then once I have the shoulders in place, I can figure out approximately how big I'm trying to make the elbows and where I'm putting them. Well, I think at some point or another, oh yeah, we're also one follower away from me doing the donut stream, so that'll probably be fun. Because I have not touched Blender in over, I think, yeah, it's been almost a year since I last touched Blender, so my memory of it is incredibly foggy at best. So that'll be fun, trying to create a donut from memory. And I think a few things have also changed in Blender since I last touched it, though. But who knows how badly that could go. Then again, I think I've gone where I am by life by vicious trial and error, and I don't know how I got here. All I know is at one point or another I decided streaming was a good idea, and now I don't even know what I'm doing. But hey, it's fun, and that's half the point of it. Right. No, I probably should draw on the eyes and nose first, because or actually draw the nose first, because that's usually what helps me determine where I'm placing everything else on the face. I mean, aside from, like, this arm, I think it looks okay. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording that. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and quickly switch over to what I've actually been working on. Oh, wait. Keep forgetting I need to disconnect and reconnect this every time I switch. But yeah, I've been also messing around with the new brush. It's actually my old sketch brush, but I think it has a little bit better dynamics overall than my old brush or at least my old brush, which I had a harder time with. Could probably also change all these to black. Where the heck is Alpha Lock? Eyes I might delete later. I mean, I just need them as a guide, though. I think most of these I only really... I'll just drop the opacity of that. Because I'll be honest, I don't actually have a color palette idea for this. Oh, there it is. I know, that's a thumb. Okay, where's the gap that's... Oh, there it is. Could probably fix that. Alright, and then next up is obviously re-enable Alpha Lock and actually make all of this for my own... Ah, no, not layer mask! Where's fill layer? There we go. I'll be honest though, there are probably a lot of things I could improve with process overall. But for me, right now, my main goal with art is just to have fun. Because I know not everything I produce is going to be a masterwork. Oh. Well, I guess I'm going to be doing the donut stream on Wednesday then. At least assuming that I don't get indefinitely delayed by outside classwork. But thanks so much for the follow. Alright. I'm just realizing how bad I am at drawing hands. Then again, I think hands are just going to be the #1 reason for the rest of eternity why I always have to redraw something. Alright. Imagine if I did all of this on the wrong layer. I would cry. Tears of pain. And that. Alright. I think that looks good. Alright, now re-enable alpha lock so I don't destroy everything. There and there. Invert. Create a new layer. And then... fill. I mean, when did that bleed through? What? Why? Alright, where are you, little leak? Oh, there it is. Why you always have to double check your line art? Gets everywhere if you don't. Everything just becomes that much harder if you aren't paying attention. Oh, that's just because of my poor linemanship. Probably just thicken all the lines on the outside. Wait, how big is this one? Okay, yeah, that's pretty big. I'm just gonna stick with this being as it is. Struggling. Alright, now invert. Fill. Alpha lock. And invert. Alright. The entire goal of that little process was just to get to a point where it could start mucking around with colors. Oh wait, no, I have to add another layer. Okay. Group these together. Now for the fun part, which is mucking around with colors. I'll be honest, I was kind of imagining this guy being kind of like a sporty dude. So, I'm kind of feeling like a yellow-green. I mean, obviously not super saturated, that would melt your eyeballs. And what if it was more like a light yellow-green? That light. Yeah, like that. I need a... Where's the brush that I normally use for this? Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, I'll be honest though, I don't really work a lot with male characters, which is probably why this one's going to look kind of mid. Or at least I think he's going to look kind of mid. I feel like that's more of a hair color. Heck it. Let's also toss it on the shoes. Just to see how trashy we can get. Yeah, I could also pull up something on like colors.io or something like that in order to have a better idea. I think that should be a little darker. This should also be this little... I don't even know what the heck I drew, I was just goofing around. Pushing around some oranges adds some flavor. That's a little too dark. I go for like a nice tan, and everything is coming out a little browner than I expected. Actually, I think it'd work more for the hair. Yeah, like, I think that a little better, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Now... Okay, I think that struck a better balance. Hence of what exactly I was looking for. Then again, even I don't know what I'm looking for. I think maybe a cooler version. Something a little... No, I think I like it being a little warmer. Alright. Now, here's another idea. Eyes match the shirt. I'm not really liking the color of these pants. I think it just feels a little weird. What if... Wait, let's just try desaturating that a little more. Yeah, I think I like that a little better, but bring this up. Of course, I think those shoes are going to be fighting a little bit too much for attention, so... Try that. Yeah, I think that looks a little better. Alright, what else? Mess around with the saturation of this a little, maybe darken a little. And I think I'm gonna bring up the brightness of this a little. Cost of saturation. Yeah, I'm liking that a little better. I think this dude looks alright now. I'm gonna go ahead and just... I'm gonna go ahead and shrink this off the... Ah! No, not distort! I meant to shrink it down and toss it over here. But now this is the fun part. Let's see... Oh yeah, in order to do this, I also have to drop the opacity of almost all the layers involved. Mostly so I can see where exactly I'm putting down lines. I'm gonna go ahead and start easily off with the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and mark off where the whites are. I'm just now realizing how incredibly thin I made the eyebrows. Like, or not the eyebrow. Actually, the eyebrows are also incredibly thin compared to what I normally do. No, I'm talking about the eyelashes are what's weirding me out. Because I normally don't make them that thin. Now, do keep in mind, I'm largely a self-taught artist, and my advice is probably going to be incredibly bad. But I've also compiled some of my tricks from just watching other artists, so everything I said can be taken with a grain of salt. Actually, while we're here, I should update. Time to start a new goal. Let's go with that. Starting a new goal now. Oh wait. Did the bar seriously just... Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, I probably should also randomly mention that I am hosting an art raffle for my birthday. I'm planning on holding it the day after my birthday because I refuse to stream on Sundays. So that's a thing. But yeah, I will literally be starting on that. I will be rolling... Well, I'm not going to be rolling for the raffle. I'm going to be spinning in one of those online wheel things. I'm probably also going to invite a bunch of my friends to participate in that raffle because I need friends. Uh, Alright. I is game. Why am I zooming in up so close? I don't need to do that. I'm gonna check and see if my Twitch is still or not Twitch, my Twitter is still busted. Okay, it seems to be working. Okay, it seems to be working. Maybe now we can. Okay, now I'm happy. Oh. Anyway. Oh yeah, another thing I've been considering doing is actually reopening my Discord server, which I think is largely empty, mostly because I don't think I have the time to run and manage it. Like, most of my server management skill has come from me just using a bunch of tools to auto-manage it and only stepping in when those things break. Mostly because they lack a little fun thing called nuance. Alright. Now onto the legs. I think I made weirdly thin and thick at the same exact time. I don't know how I did that. But it's probably just related to the fact that I've just been trying to draw things in new ways. Trying to find better ways to maximize how quickly I can draw. So, I'll be honest, my art is probably going to tank for a bit as I figure out both some new and old stuff, but I think it's also largely because I'm going to be a bit more busy now. Oh yeah, a little bit of a funny story. At the beginning of the year, my choir director, she told me that she wanted to form a council for our chapel choir, and she invited me to be a part of it. She wanted me to be the social media manager, and I flat out told her, Look, I can barely keep up with my own accounts. Do you really want me managing the chapel choir's account? I then found out from another choir that I'm in that our school more or less decided that everyone has going to be forced to make the exact same brand decisions, and no one is happy. During the Senate refresher, they literally shut down questioning because everyone kept on asking questions, and a lot of people were angry because I think a lot of people had put really hard work into making their logos. That and some of the organizations already had plans to order t-shirts, and now they don't have. And now that's just going to get delayed because the university is forcing everyone to include their logo. Or at least the university mandated logo. Like, I just think it was kind of just a branding nightmare. So yeah, that's just been my weekend. On the upside, I got to meet a bunch of freshmen and newcomers to our choir. So that was fun. Alrighty. Alright. I just remembered I also need to, since I'm apparently legally old now, I need to renew my license and everything. Alright, that's all of that done. There's always a method to the madness. And right now, this is the phase of madness. Uh, on Earth is everything. I swear I'm losing my mind. The stream element's broken or something. No, that's not it. Yeah, Stream Elements is broken, I guess. Ah, that sucks. I was trying to... Well, that sucks. I guess Stream Elements hasn't been working for the past 2 streams, which is kind of annoying. Alright. Ah. Never mind, I can just paint over that little blotch. I'm gonna need to figure out, like, slightly off-white solution. Because the thing is, I don't really like using pure white in almost any of my pieces. I'm probably just gonna make this incredibly desaturated before dumping it on the eye. There we go. Oh yeah, now to show how the madness works. Nice. Probably also should have figured out a background ahead of time, so, my bad. Oh, I need to change the multiply layer, I mean that. I mean, that's kind of just basic, so it's not great, but it's a start. Oh, Stream Elements is working, kind of. Wait, how I have no clue what's going on with Stream Elements. Maybe it's just a bug on my end, I don't know. Alright. I can also turn opacity all the way back up so it looks a little less weird. That's max, that's also max. Probably should have thickened up the eyes a little bit more, the eyelashes a little bit more. I mean, I can fix that though. Where on earth is the brush that I like using? There it is. I'm only gonna thicken up the top eyelashes a little. And let's bend that one a little. There we go. I think that looks a lot better. I'm gonna probably just do a basic cell shade on this one, because I'm not really feeling doing anything too fancy on this particular piece. I'm just gonna take this, make this a gradient just saturated. Oh shit. Alright, and then what? Oh, that's not Gaussian blur. There, basic background achieved. Of course, the other part of it is also just making another. Where on earth is color? Linear overlay. Overlay is what I want to go with. Also going to be incredibly selective about where I want this to go, mostly wait. Gotta make sure everything's on the right layer, otherwise everything just becomes progressively more annoying. I'm gonna loosely and roughly put that in. There, a little bit of brightness for low effort. Now let's move on to... What I like to do is duplicate this, so in case something ridiculous were to happen, I have an entire reference layer to go back and just fix everything with. Clipping mask. I'm gonna set this to multiply and fill it with pure black. Oh yeah, and I can delete that now. Should also block that so I don't mess that up. But here I like to go with a neutral gray. Fill this in. I mean, most part, when I'm working with pure shadows, I like to have the shadow layer turned off. Alright. Another thing I like to do is select Like this. And this ultimately breaks down to just how I end up doing things in a way. And that's a little... Like, I want to try not using that because it can be quite annoying to manage. But I'm gonna go ahead and start with just blocking out where I know light won't be hitting. So I'm assuming like light is sort of following from this, following the gradient. Basically anything that is in light is more or less just blocked. I think it would have been better if I started with a lighter, with a slightly less. This is the mid. No, that is not the mid. There we go. Yeah, I think this is a little bit of a better way to do it. But I'm gonna go ahead and start by just slowly carving out areas where light would not be hitting. Or at least carve it out piece by piece. I'm probably going to be starting that just going section by section. This might also be a point where I want to lower opacity, just so I can see where exactly I'm drawing lines. Or at least lower the opacity of this slightly. I think that'll be enough. Ah, no, spilling everywhere. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and block out that entire area and just shadow. Ah, wrong color. There we go. I'll be honest, the other thing I probably should figure out a little better is probably noses. Because I don't really enjoy how I draw them, mostly because I feel like I have a tendency to make them look a little janky. The heck did that leak from? Alright. Partially done. Okay. This is covered. This is also... The interior of this is also, I think, covered. Alright. Now onto something to consider a little harder, which is the rest of the body. Probably check how that's looking okay. Make sure that doesn't spill over weirdly. Or since I think the head is blocking out a decent portion of it, go ahead and mark most of that off. This might be a point where I want to turn sketch a little bit that more on. Mostly for the rough guides that I made way earlier. Go ahead and just put this quarter of the body-ish in shadow. No, the inside of these sleeves are definitely in shadow. Alright, now to bring some of these fingers back out. Okay. What? Oh, I guess one of the stream elements things is working. I don't know why the rest aren't. I'm gonna try turning them off and on quick. I have no clue if that's going to fix it or not, but you know what? Sometimes the best you can do, at least if working help desk has taught me anything, is try turning it off and then turning it back on. I don't even want Discord. Oh. Ah. No. Go ahead and complete. Alright. I keep forgetting that the way I'm currently doing this, it's more or less pointless to switch the eraser, because chances are that'll just make whatever problem I'm trying to fix worse. What the? What did it undo? Oh, it lagged out. Gosh dang it. Where this keeps happening, and it's incredibly annoying every time it does happen. I have to monitor the other screen just to see if it glitched out, because I could probably go on for quite a while if it did and not notice until someone mentions it in chat. I mean, I'll be honest, it's probably my fault since I got a relatively cheap graphics card. I mean, main reason I started streaming was because I wanted to stream art. Uh, oh, that's nice. Well, I guess that finally died.